welcome to another episode of the Monkey Business Show. Today we have Max Qojqva, the unspellable name in Dota. What's up, dude?
Yeah, not much, man. How you doing?
All good, all good. How is life? How's the streamer life treating you?
It's good. It's I would say it's more hours than being a pro gamer, like overall.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I also don't have to travel, to tournaments. So for me, that's like kind of a plus because I'm not. Yeah, I don't like to travel too much, to be honest.
Yeah.
So,
It was like something that slowly you became less excited to travel. It's always been from the beginning. Like traveling was
I
not
like
your
to
favorite
travel when you have time to do things.
part. Okay. So no
And
Dota.
when you go to
Okay.
tournaments, it's basically airport, hotel, right? And then you can maybe have like an evening or two, and then it's back to wherever. So yeah, I don't really like to travel like that.
Okay.
So yeah.
I think it's a good topic, actually. Like, people don't realize that even though we are all very privileged because we get to travel a lot to the tournaments,
Yes.
I can tell you that I've been to many locations and I actually never left the hotel because it's
Yeah, me too.
not that easy,
Yeah. Especially during after COVID, it has been like most majors. I've just been at the hotel, to be honest. Like not even like going out to eat because you don't want to risk getting COVID because then you can't play the tournament, right? So it's still obviously like a big privilege being able to travel and like earn money playing Dota, but same time, yeah, traveling like that is not ideal, I should say.
After the Dota major in Stockholm and now in Arlington, I don't know, but how many people got sick, but there's so many people getting COVID. But the tournaments are in a way so short that by the time you get COVID, you're already home.
You're home,
so I'm super scared about TI because TI is much longer. So how it's gonna be when a lot of people start getting sick before the finals, because it's really hard to bubble everybody.
It's like 3-4 weeks long, right?
So it starts I think it's on the 7th, the open qualifier, well, the last chance qualifier, and then on the 15th is the group, and then it takes us to like the 20th for the playoffs, and then there's a whole week in the middle, and then finals. So there's gonna be like a whole week for you guys, content creators, to own the space.
Yeah, that is a long time, holy hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
But dude, like, do you miss playing competitively? When you see Ana standing up, you're like, I can't do that.
I miss the competitive aspect of competing. Like we are better than X team, for example. Like we made the major because we, like 12-0 the qualifier games or something like that. I think that's like I miss that part about playing. I miss the competing. I don't miss the traveling at all.
Yeah.
But the competing aspect I think is really nice. And like kind of working towards the same goal with like a team of like 5, 6, 7 people, I think is I think it shapes you into.
That's a fun part.
Yeah, I think that's nice. Streaming is kind of different, where it's like the hours I put in personally, I get back, right? If I stream 100 hours, that is 100 hours of people watching me. But playing a team is like, it's just different. I think for me, it's like really hard to explain, but at times, there's times where you don't put in 100% in the team and other people put 100% in. And then there's times where you put 100% in and the other people may not necessarily put in 100%.
Okay.
And that for me is like a pretty big issue if I were to join the team again. So moving forward, I would only really join a team that I'm very confident about. Like the people in the team need to like try their ass off. I do not want to be like half-assing the next team, join like a Division 2 team that has like no aspirations of being like Division 1 or something.
But what if I tell you that if you play differently and less and just chill and half-ass it, like you're saying, you could achieve better results at the end of a year? You will tell me that I'm completely crazy? Because that's literally
No,
OG between the eyes, you know.
I know. But the
These
thing
guys
is,
disappear
the
for
people still
3 months.
love the game. I think in OG,
Hmm.
right? Like they still want to win at the end of the day.
They do. It's just maybe they believe that taking those breaks and just peaking throughout the whole year, you know, maybe it's not the way
Yeah,
to
of
go.
course. No. I don't mean I don't want to be like in a team where we boot camp for 9 months at a
Mhm.
location and then no one is allowed to have fun. That's not what I mean. Like I had that. Like in Alliance, we boot camp like 9 months a year or something. Like my mental health was like, you know,
Gone.
because there's no
Yeah,
free
it just
time.
goes.
I
Yeah.
don't get to see family, friends. It's just you're 24/7 at the boot camp, seeing like the same 6 people.
Wow. It was really that
You
long, eh? Nine
lose.
months out of a year. Oof.
I mean, I would say I was gone for 9 months a year.
Okay.
Tournaments, boot camp, tournament, boot camp, tournament, boot camp is. I never want to do that again. With tryharding, I just mean like when we actually focus, I really want everyone to be present and try their ass off. And
Hmm.
then when there's breaks, you can do whatever the hell you want, you know? I don't really care. But I really would want my next team to be very efficient in their time usage. And I just want to feel that the other players want to win as badly as I do. Because when I'm on a team,
Okay.
I don't really, there's nothing else. I just want to, play my best.
So there's obviously a lot of unpack that I want to do. So first is you were talking about how you want to join a team, it seems, from what you're saying, or you're saying if you were, like, there's a possibility in the future, or you're actively going to try to come back next season?
I am not actively looking for a team. I'm
Okay.
not like asking people, yo, can I join next season or something? Yeah, I'm very happy with the stream, to be honest. Very
You've been
happy with
doing
Liquid.
fantastic, eh? You're really good at
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
It's been
I've
popping
been
off.
enjoying it. Very happy with Liquid, supporting the streaming. So for me, there's no, I guess, need to join a
Hmm.
team, but I think it would be like a nice. It's not a new experience because I've already done it, but maybe like I don't know. I think it would be fun for like a last kind of thing, like try like
Okay.
one more time or something. But
It's
no,
gonna
I'm
be
not
like
like asking.
Topias, Ana, and Seb. The moment that they all see that somebody else is making the money, it's like, wait a second, wait a second, I
Yeah,
can
it's
do this
just
too.
something like that. I think that would be fun. But yeah, I would be very very picky with who I would go with.
And what
Um,
position do you like to play if you were to join a hypothetical
I'd
team?
probably play offlane. I think.
Offlane. Okay.
Yeah,
Is that what you
I'm
enjoy
not.
the most on the last few years?
I think the playstyle fits the best. Actually,
Okay.
I think I could do mid, but then I would have to cut down the streaming a lot, or I would have to stream and more like Topson, don't like interact like as much and focus more on the gameplay aspect. I think I could do that, but keeping like because I interact, I think a lot as a low streamer,
Yeah, you
uh,
do. Hmm.
and interacting goes up, that means gameplay goes down. That's kind of just how it is because you lose focus. So yeah, if I were to do that in the future, then probably have to cut down the streaming or at least the interaction and then play mid. I think that's possible, but I think what would yield the most results would probably be offlane just because of playstyle.
Okay. So I have a
Um,
question for you to go back to what you said before. Tell me like
mhm.
3 different ways or 5 different ways where your life has improved in. So has improved since you started streaming.
I have a structured day, which I really like.
Okay.
So I can, yeah. I mean, I think there's two different things. Like I have a structured day and I can choose my own structure. So
Okay.
you know, I can wake up tomorrow and be like, all right, I'm going to stream in the evening. And then there's nothing to stop me from it. Like, no one is going to be like, no, you can't do that. While in the team, it's like, yeah, we're going to have a team talk at midnight. I can't be like, no, I don't want to do that. I have to. That's like what being in team is, Like, you kind of get to do your own thing, but at the end of the day, it's still someone else who will be like, you need to be there at this time. And I
Yeah.
don't really have that. Like I can kind of do whatever I want as long as I stream. So I think that's like, if you're someone like me, I consider myself very good with my time usage. I think I'm very, very efficient in how I use my time. I think streaming is like perfect for you if you're like that, because I stream 8 to 10 hours a day, and then I gym, and then I can do whatever the hell I want, and then you repeat that tomorrow. So
it
I think
is
that's
very
like
structured.
fantastic for me. Yeah.
And are you in Germany right now, or where are you living?
Yes.
That's awesome.
This is the apartment.
So Seb has actually told me that the only way that he sees teams working longevity into the future as players start getting older is with a much more strict regiment of hours. He said to me that he believes that some of the things that we've been doing in esports, it's not really the right way to do it. With all this flexibility you play when you're available, he said, like, I want to be able to say from 9 to 5, and that's it. And at 5, I need to have a life. And that life could be you want to play games, or you want to see your girlfriend, or you want to go out with your pet, or you want to go to the gym, and really have it every day. Breakfast at this, time at this. But some people feel like, no, I feel not freedom. But Seb believes like you, like on the long term, the routine is much better. And he says like, maybe we don't have to boot camp all year, we play from home and we play like these hours and then only boot camp for these things. So we're actually rethinking some of the thoughts we have, because we thought like, no, it's better to have freedom. Yeah, but your freedom and the other person's freedom and the other person's freedom makes it impossible. Then we're here 24 hours on call, like a doctor, anytime on call for anything to happen.
Yeah. No, I agree. I can really relate, actually. I know when we came to bootcamps in Liquid, you would have to start from a level that was like much worse than you previously left off, because everyone at home, maybe some people didn't play, when they were home for like a week or two. They were doing like other things, who knows. But when you come to bootcamp, you would have to like kind of, I don't want to say start from scratch, but you would have to like kind of build up the team again. And I think with like a schedule, like you mentioned, it would, I think, eliminate a lot of those things, right? And like if you play like a structured.
And Seb has been trying to do something else, which is very interesting. And I have to admit, I was not great doing it. So let's say, for example, we finish a tournament, or we finish a game, or we finish like even a board meeting or anything, I want to talk about it right after, And Seb will be like, nope, it's after 6 p.m. Hold it, write it down on a paper, and tomorrow morning we'll talk about it. And in the morning, I was like, I want to talk about it right now. But he's right. You have to have the discipline to just talk about it the next day. And funny enough, if you talk about it the next day, you might have a little bit better, kinder words, or a little bit more space for it. Because in the moment, in the middle of the night, you're not going to fix shit. So he'll be like, okay, wait a little. Let's just go for dinner. We're not talking about this anymore. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., we're here and we talk about it. And that's been
that's good.
Really cool.
I think that's good.
I mean, I'm a Mediterranean guy. So for me, it's hard, It's like, no, I feel it right now. We're talking about it right now. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Nothing. I was just saying Seb seems like a very reasonable kind of leader in the sense.
Yeah, but I think that the key with Seb is that not everybody has the mental discipline that he has, Like his mind is super disciplined and regimented. Mine is a little bit more chaotic and let's say emotional, So yeah, it's been very fun. But yeah, dude, I'm obviously enjoying a lot what you're doing with your stream. And I think that you have seen the huge improvement also in your fan base and your viewerships. And I mean, you're the number one streamer in the world. Well, second after Kesu, You're the number one streamer in Dota and the second German streamer.
Oh, boy. Yeah. No, it's been...
I saw the tweets. The tweets were fun.
Stream is way more enjoyable than Qojqva's Easy Club. That's because I'm the best German streamer. What? Yeah, fuck you, Qojqva, you piece of shit, you fucking dumbass. What do we need to do?
I mean, I love supporting small streamers, actually. If like small streamers, they bark up like the bigger streamers, I'm totally okay with that, Kezo. I'm totally okay with you getting some viewers. Totally okay with that. Streaming is very, I think consistency is the number one thing in streaming. Number one. And I'm very consistent always. So I think it kind of just fits, to be honest.
Did you feel levels of anxiety if for some reason you cannot stream? I was like, oh shit, I have to stream. I have to, because if I don't, they're gonna go and watch Gorksy.
Not really, no. I mean, I think at the end of the day, content always wins. That's kind of what that's just what I think. Like, I think at the end of the day, if your stream is more entertaining than someone else, I think people will watch you. And have people been watching Gork for 3 years? More? Probably, yeah. So I can't expect people to just watch me after like a few months. But I think eventually, yeah, people will. More people.
So,
because I think content just wins in the end.
What is the mathematic then? Do you think, like, let's say, for example, that Gorksy is getting 10,000 views, and let's say that you're getting 10,000 views. This is because between both of you brought more people to watch the stream, or in a way you're taking them away from someone else? Like, meaning, is there only like 20,000 people watching Dota? Or because of the good streaming, there are more people watching Dota because of you guys?
Yeah, I thought about this the other day, actually. I think there's like other people's fan bases, and then there's my fan base, right? If that other person doesn't stream, I think maybe like half of those people would watch me.
Okay.
It's like if I stream at night and like, or let's just say I stream during the day and like Gork doesn't stream, I get like 7-8K instead of like 5. So, or like 9K or something like that. So I would say maybe like 30 to like 50% of kind of like his fan base would watch me. And probably at this point the other way around too. If I don't stream, there's probably a couple thousand people, gonna watch him. But I do think there's a kind of fan base that does not watch other people. So they only watch you when you go live. I think that exists too. That also exists for him and for me, and probably for all the other relatively bigger streamers, I would say.
Okay.
So yeah,
when I
think
was
it's
in Malaysia,
kind of like that.
When I was in Malaysia, I was talking to Topson about his stream, and he told me that streaming Dota is actually not financially good at all, because people don't subscribe, and like the Amazon Prime and all that. And he told me that he spoke with Sin, and people that are like playing Apex that have half his followers make 3 times his money. So he's like, I don't really make that much money out of a stream, actually.
I can tell you, I think I know why. Well, I have some ideas why. First of all, I think Topson doesn't stream during NA time, and people from NA definitely subscribe the most. Is not even close. Yeah, I think people from North America, I would say, definitely subscribe the most. I'm not sure why that. I think maybe they just like sports so much in general. I'm not really sure. I know, for example,
we all have
football,
Amazon Prime. All of us are subscribed to Amazon Prime, and you can get the Amazon Prime for free. And I can subscribe for free to one of you. Well, in Europe, Amazon is not really like in America. Dude, I don't even go to buy toilet paper. I just order on Amazon.
Yeah.
I was going to order like tomatoes, and I just ordered on Amazon. It's going to come in 2 hours.
Jesus. But no, I like for Topson, for example, he streams like early European time, right? Like 6 a.m. European time. So that is like midnight in NA. So people are, going to bed and stuff. So yeah, I don't know how much people in C subscribe, but I just think it might be because they like he's won like 2 TIs, so they're like, well, this guy has enough money. So like, I don't know. I think the other thing is like he doesn't stream during NA times, and people from C probably don't subscribe as much. I think it might be like a combination of those 2 things, because I've definitely seen a trend where people in NA subscribe by far the most. It's like not even close.
But do you, now with this information, do you craft your schedule to accommodate for North American audiences?
For me, it's my life quality goes down if I stream in the evening. Like hard.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because if I stream late evening, I have to wake up at 12:01 p.m. If I stream until like 4 a.m., I'm waking up at 12:01. Then I have to gym first thing when I wake up, which I definitely don't like. And I would have to spend time with my girlfriend before the stream, and yeah, then I would have to start to stream at like 6 p.m.
So you make more
And-
money, but you have less quality of life.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Have you done in your mind the mathematics of how much more money it could be? To just a 30% increase, 40% increase.
Probably like a 25-30% increase
Okay.
compared to right now, because right now I stream like 10-11 a.m. until like 8-9 p.m.
Okay.
So
Still a
I
lot of
still get
hours,
like
huh?
some NA viewers, but
Yeah.
it's the quality of life for me is just so much higher if I can just gym after the stream and then play time in real life, spend time in real life. It's so much higher.
I have a solution for you. move to NA.
Move to NA, but then I have to play NA pubs though.
Well, you move to East Coast and you play European pubs, but you play in an NA time.
Yeah.
But then your quality of life, and you're not in Germany, you're not other things, just trickle down. You know?
Yeah. Now we'll see. I think for now I'm pretty happy with
Okay.
the way it is. But yeah, maybe I'll do some like 12-hour streams, and then I also get like the NA audience that is, because I know a lot of them want me to stream late, but yeah, it's just hard.
For me, my consumption of Dota, when I'm in Europe, I watch you much more than when I'm here.
Mhm.
Because when I'm here and when I wake up in the morning, I have to work, and I'm working, and I can't really watch streams. And when I'm working,
Where are you right now?
in LA, I've been here
Oh,
for
in
a
LA.
while.
Okay.
Yeah. So until 6-7 p.m., I don't stop working. So then it's like, okay, so who is available? How can I watch? And then there is people that maybe I don't enjoy that much watching. So for me, it was really good having the Topias, Topias was my going to bed stream every day. It's like, oh, Topias is back. But now that I'm sure you saw the news. So now he's in Europe, but he's moving to Southeast Asia for the qualifiers that start.
So
like soon.
Is he just not going to stream before TA, or?
I am not sure. I think that right now they have a week for the qualifiers, just like
Liquid. Only okay. Well then,
yeah, or
probably
like a
never
week and a
mind.
half. No, sorry,
okay.
I'm wrong. I think it's Malaysia first, and then a week after that. So
okay.
We're like 2 weeks away from the qualifiers. And but yeah, dude, like these guys have not played together in ever with the other roster for the T1. So I think they have to get on the groove. And knowing Tobias and Ana, it's not. They have a very interesting vision of the game, and you're gonna have to roll with them,
Yeah. What do you think about the team?
I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting. Do you like American football? I'm gonna give you an analogy, but only me and the few Americans that are listening to this will understand. So Tom Brady was the quarterback of the New England Patriots, and the whole time it was said that he was great because Bill Belichick, the coach, was great. And then Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay Buccaneers and won the league with another team.
Yeah.
So I believe that Tobias and Johan could have only succeeded in OG with Seb and Tobias and Ana could only succeed with Seb and Johan. But I also feel that now that they are ready for their own, let's say, solo albums, because now they have all those learnings. So now it's going to be very cool for them to see how can they affect the next team. And I think that you guys saw it in Liquid, how Jerax came with a bunch of new ideas and you guys got better immediately after, So I think it's going to work really well. I think Ana looked very motivated and in shape. And I think Topson is going to stomp people. I think he's fantastic right now. He's so fucking hungry. But what do you think about that team?
I heard him and Kuku had some beef. That's what I heard. Topson apparently avoided him in pubs or something. So I thought it was really funny. But I mean, I was kind of on the same page as you, to where I thought OG was such a specific team, because I think Topson and Ana played, like, they kind of complemented each other perfectly. I think their play styles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with Seb, because Seb really likes hitting towers and plays with tower hitting heroes, like the Beastmaster offlanes, etc. I think their lineup, like those 3 cores, made a lot of sense together, I think. And now you have those 2, so you have 2 out of 3 of what I think was like the best striker you can kind of have. So yeah, I think it will be very interesting to see how much they can affect the other 3 players and how much the other 3 players are willing to adjust their gameplay, I guess, or willing to adjust their ideas to kind of get together, you know. I think that will be the most interesting thing to see.
Topias, I spend more time with Topias than with Ana, which is why I talk more about him. Topias, you kind of understand, you have to understand what he sees and what he wants to do. It doesn't work the other way around. You cannot tell Topias not to be Topias. You know that you're being a mid player most of your life.
Yeah.
When you're telling your mid player do this, and he stops feeling who he is, then it's like, at this point, I'm just a bot.
It's not that great. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't feel free. You don't feel like what you want to do, and you're trying to be like in a system. It's like, but this is not.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do I have a system? And this fucker in front of me doesn't have a system, yeah? Is that class big enough for you? Big, and knowing how tall you are and how big your hands are, that's a big man in class.
It's like 3.5 liters in here. If it's full.
That is insane, dude. But yeah, I look forward to seeing Topias. I mean, we've seen Ana with other teams, you know? So we've seen it with other teams. We've seen it with Liquid, we've seen it with RNG, but we haven't seen Topias with anybody else.
Well, there's one slot and 2 unsure slots, right? That's how it works. I think 2 wildcard and 1 for TI qualifiers.
So now that Fnatic made it 3 points in the last qualifier, then 1 team in Southeast Asia will go directly to TI. And the second will go the last chance qualifiers. So the truth is that they should make it, you know? They should.
Yeah.
If Fnatic did not make it to TI, then it's going to be tricky. Because you had Fnatic and them and Talon and all those guys. You know?
SMG as well, right?
Correct. But now that Boom is on, and now that Fnatic is gone, then 2 of those teams are going to make it to TI.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the EU qualifiers will also be very interesting.
Yeah, I was going to segue to that. So, holy moly, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Secret, Enigma Galaxy, Entity, Alliance.
Yeah. Chicken Fighters. I think there's going to be not Chicken Fighters, but like the Goon Squad. There's going to be a few surprises, eh? Goon Squad is not an easy team to beat, eh? They put a few surprises this year.
No, they're like a team that you can like easily lose to if you're not prepared, you know? They're going to do like some weird-ass draft, and you're like, what the hell just happened? And you lose. That's Brame as well, by the way.
Brame,
like the Brame player, he might just play like Tinker mid and like rolls over you, and you're like, what the hell just happened? You know?
Yep.
It's like they have so many EU teams that can just take a game off of you if you're not prepared. That's like EU in a nutshell, actually. Like everyone's like cheesing, everyone's like doing some weird stuff. Yeah. EU is
gonna get very tricky, yeah? It's gonna be very tricky because what happens if Liquid doesn't make it to TI again? I mean, think about it. I love Insania, but it would be like the Alliance run and then not make it to TI, and then if you don't make it here, like fuck, you know, like your window is.
Yeah, I don't know actually what would happen, to be honest.
And if Kuro doesn't make it again, the second TI that hasn't made it, and if Papi doesn't make it, it's the first TI that hasn't made it. Like, there is a world where it's Entity and Brame, you know? I think that we're all thinking that it's going to be, Liquid and Secret or Liquid and Enigma for sure.
Yeah.
No. There is a world when one of the other teams sneaks in and the mathematics is gone.
It's going to get crazy. EU will be insane to watch.
Yep.
I actually don't really want to stream it. I kind of just want to watch it.
Just watch it. It's sad. It's sad for me because all those teams should be on TI, but I don't know if I'm just like now European bias, you know, because I won them all.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, if I had to put, sorry, go ahead.
No, keep going. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say if obviously we're not in the shape right now of a tournament because we just finished the major, but right now today my money is on Entity. They are fucking great. They are really good and really strong, and Fishman is a boss. But
you know they play with a standard, right?
I know.
Okay.
But I mean, they still finished fourth on the EU. You know, like
Yeah, they
these
did.
were a good team. Sorry, what were you gonna say
For sure.
about Europe?
You were gonna say like you said like EU bias, right? You think they should all be a TI?
Yes,
I think they would be a TI if they deserved it.
I think that the way that the point system is now, it is not good for competitive equal regions. Let me just explain this. When you have teams that are taking points from each other, all the points available then get spread amongst 5-6 teams.
Yep.
Well, in South America, you have 2 teams that are dominant, and all the points go to them.
Yep.
And then Thunder Awakened and Beast Coast are there. They're very good teams, by the way. I'm not taking any criticism of them. They're very good teams. It just means that if you look at right now at the points of Europe, Liquid has 900, the other one has 700, the other one is like, fuck, they're all these teams that have points. And if we were to put them on the top, and because we didn't have a major, the first one, there is just a regionality anomaly. Boom, that's a complicated word of the day. Because we are missing the points of the first majors that would have gone to international teams. So a lot of people are criticizing how the system is wrong. I don't think it's fully wrong. It's just because we skipped a major. Regionally, 25% of the point are fucked.
Well, I guess Liquid could be a tier right now, huh? If they like did well at the first major.
Correct.
So they could be there. Yeah.
The key here is who is on top of Liquid. And on top of Liquid, you had Outsiders, you have Fnatic, and you have other teams who also have been dominant in their region. The thing is, Liquid has not been dominant in the region, because in the region, Europe is a bloodbath, you know? Remember, Gaming Gladiators and Tundra were super hard on the first season, and then OG was super strong on the second season, and then in the third season, Entity came out of nowhere, and I was like, what is this team? Imagine if you take those points from Entity and you put them on Liquid goes to TI.
Yep. No, it's... What do you do about that, though? I mean, you can't just give Europe like 5 slots. That's like not...
No, I think that the way that you do it is that you hope for next year to actually have 3 majors, and let's see how the system works, you know? And I wouldn't make big adjustments until we see what the system can produce with this whole thing.
I would definitely reduce the length, though, of the league.
Have you been watching a lot of the esports part? How much do you follow the scene?
I follow you quite a bit.
You follow me? I feel very honored.
Yeah. Aren't that... I don't watch other regions because I'm streaming all the time. So, yeah, I only really watch the EU games, and yeah, I'm not like watching like replays though. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, you watch your games, right? The OG games?
Yeah, watch all of them.
And then nothing else, I assume?
I actually watch everything. I watch everything. I actually watch North American. I mean, North America, because I live in NA, it's a little bit easier. Because by the time let's say I'm going to have dinner, I put my laptop next to me and I watch all of it. And I really, really like cheering for teams that played against EG. I'm like hardcore fan. When I see like, but it's not like people think that we have hate for them. Like, it's not hate. I'm still friends with Artur and I'm still friends with those guys. And I like the CEO a lot. It's just something fun for me, you know? It's more like, who's going to take the dragon this time, you know? Who's going to slay the dragon? Can TSM do it, you know? Can Quincy Crew do it? Can Nouns do it, you know? And then it's like, I get excited about it.
They can, yeah.
When I watch China, I don't want China to watch LGD win. I watch China to see who beats LGD.
Yeah. I guess is there a team like that in EU? Not really, right? Because everyone kind of beats each other.
Well, I said a lot of people come to watch us lose.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. You guys have such a like interesting... I think it's only OG and actually Enigma Galaxy that has a fan base like that. It's like either you love them or you hate them, I feel like. It's like when OG plays, there's so many people like in the chat that like, yo, easy OG 2-0, and then there's the other half which is like, yeah, OG fluke TI twice. It's interesting, no? It's like very controversial. Have you noticed that?
Yes, and I will share something with you that is very strange for me. And so Max and I, for you guys fans that are watching this, so we've met years ago. I went with him and with the Alliance team to TI, and I made the documentary with them, the Road to TI with them.
Oh yeah, right.
And that was the first time we known each other. And I told him I was always a big fanboy of him, and I watched his stream for a long time. And because I only like watching mid players, I know I'm that guy. And I experienced something this major that was very strange. I was recognized all the time in the arena, and people came to say hi and take photos with me all the time
That's
in
cool.
the arena. I know, but it was so weird because in my mind, look, this is my room. You know, I'm in a chair. I'm in shorts, talking with my friend. So I'm not really thinking about the penetration that this content has, you know, and all that.
Yeah.
And then I got to experience a little bit more what was to be the CEO of OG on site, and people were so nice and so complimentary. And they were like, "Hey, I watched your podcast," and for me, it was like a huge compliment because I watch other people's podcasts every week. Yeah. So with that said, I felt all the love. I didn't feel any of the hate in person.
In person,
but I see the hate online.
Yeah,
online I see it.
yeah.
But in person, everybody was lovely
to me. Yeah, I mean, that's nice though, right? You know what the highest compliment?
Well, tell me.
The highest compliment to me is when someone watches me while they eat food. Because when I eat food, I only watch things that I'm like pretty interested in. Because you want to watch something entertaining, right?
Yeah.
So when other people are like, "Yo, I'm watching you while I'm ordering pizza or eating pizza," I'm like, "Holy shit, that's nice," you know? I can't believe like they would watch me over like a show or something, you know? I think that's, as you said, you know, you eat food, you sit there and you watch like NA Dota. Yeah, but instead of NA Dota, people watch me. I think that's like really interesting.
I will watch you, you're just not on my time zone.
Yeah, but I think that's really nice.
So. But have you gone to a tournament now just as a fan without playing it and just as a streamer and feel the love of the people?
No. I've been recognized in the Netherlands quite a bit though, on the street.
Okay.
That has not happened as much. It has happened more now than while I was a pro player. Because I think people see me all the time now. And when you play pro, they don't really see you that much, right? Like only like on cams sometimes, but I'm like visible like 24/7, right? So that has happened a lot more. I think it would be pretty interesting going to like a tournament now, maybe TI, or maybe
do you
next
like
year.
it? Do you like being recognized and the love from the people? Does it feel weird? I feel super imposter syndrome. I'm like, dude, I don't deserve this. I'm just a guy with a microphone.
Just don't like people being very touchy. I don't like that.
They're very touchy with
German.
you.
I'm like very German in the aspect. It's like, yo, this is my personal space, my friend. But I don't really mind. It's only when people are like, yo, are you Qojqva? And I'm like, yeah. And then they like hug me immediately. I'm like, hold up there, you know. No, but
it's funny because I don't think that you will be the kind of guy that I go for the hug. Just so you guys know, he's very, very, very tall and very, very big, like Viking big, you know. And next to him, I'm like this shorter than him, so he can just pick me up and shake me, you know.
Yeah, I am. Nah, people have done that, and I'm like, you know, we can just shake hands, you know, and take a picture. But on that, I don't really mind it. I just mind like, I just mind being touched very fast.
So hey, people, if you see Qojqva, do not touch him. He's happy to take photos with you. You know,
no, we can do a little dab. You know, that's all good. But hugging is kind of weird.
Kind of weird. Yeah, for me, dude, it's literally the first tournament that I went where I was recognized. Like
that's
a
cool,
lot.
Though, no?
It was very confusing for me because I've always been completely anonymous. I was sitting on the crowd. Nobody knew about me. And my favorite part of now is that people comment on games with me. It's like, oh my God, can you believe like the mana boots? I'm like, I was not watching. Sorry. I'm like, in a way, like a lot of the times that I'm there on the crowd, sometimes I'm not watching. I'm just spaced out thinking about other things, you know? And they think that, well, I mean, he has a podcast. He's the CEO of OG. He must know
Yeah.
Dota. No,
Oh no.
no, not at all. My
Yikes.
knowledge of Dota is very, I'm not say basic. You know, I still have 7,000 hours, but
Yeah.
it's
It's quite a bit.
I mean, I can't have a conversation about, oh, can you believe that Invoker is building mana boots? Why not?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
build mana boots
Why
on
not?
everything.
Seems good. Seems good to me. Oh, shit. I mean,
And
I think that's
yeah.
enough, though, right? I think a basic understanding is nice, so you can kind of relate to the players. I don't think you need to have like an in-depth.
Well, I mean, I understand how we play in depth because I watch all the scrims. So I understand
Yeah.
what we're trying to do. I understand the timings and I understand that. But I don't get to like hero builds. I don't do any micro, you know? All I do is
Of
macro.
course. Yeah.
So in the micro, it's like, oh, can you believe that they pull the range creep here?
Yeah.
Oh, how do you pull? Yeah.
Who surprised you the most from OG? Before coming to the team, I assume you watched them like win TI,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who, like, when you met them, or when you watched the scrims, or when you met them, who was like, wow, I had a completely like kind of different opinion about how that person would be in real life.
Topson.
So was there anything like that? Topson?
Yeah, Topson is much more loving and generous and kind. It's just he's Finnish. So you have to understand how he shows.
They're very like lone wolves,
Yeah.
right? They're like,
yeah. And he grew up in the forest in the north of Finland.
Dude,
But
I
if
think
you are
that's
able,
so cool, though.
if you're
I
able
would
to
love
understand
that,
his register and
Yeah.
how he shows love and how he shows appreciation, he is a loving, kind human. He's just not gonna give you a hug. He's not gonna go and say, "Hey, dude, I love you." But you know he loves
I
you
can
because
relate. Yeah.
every single thing that he does shows. You know, his actions speak louder than words.
Mm-hmm.
Because Seb has really good words. So Seb
Yeah.
can very effectively explain his emotions through words. Johan can effectively explain his emotions through words. Tobias, no, he's just going to tell you
Yeah.
differently. But the biggest thing that surprised me is that first, not everything is sunshines and lollipops throughout the season. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. And I believe that Johan and Seb has gone through a lot of dark moments, and they have, in a way, a few things that allows them to follow a roadmap when we get there. I mean, think about it. We were during the COVID season, didn't make it to any majors. When we brought Ana, we actually had to get Madara to play the relegation games with us. We had Midwan with us living there, and then he was not. There was a lot of shit moments, and obviously.
Oh, Sumail too, right? He also played during.
Yeah,
he also couldn't come
but
to Europe or something, right?
Correct. He was in America, and then we couldn't get him. And then by the time he got here, we went to TI with him, but I don't think we were like the perfect team anymore. And then you go to TI, we have this idea that we are going to go together, and it's going to be fantastic, and that's going to bring us the heart back into the team. No audience in a fucking bubble. Yeah, and you can see that even the perfect people, you know, like Sepp and Johan, they are not always that beacon of light, you know, that even the most brilliant and kind loving people, there are moments of like, well, today sucks, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And that was like a hard thing, you know, because in my mind, it's all like an anime. No, like these people are always like that. No, they have moments of like, I need a space, you know, I need today I need to, but like they're very good asking for it, you know? Seb will be like, hey, for the next 4 hours, I'm done, you know, like let's take it tomorrow. Because I need to think, I need to reassess, and I need to come up with like my emotional strength for tomorrow. It's gone right now.
That's good though, if you can like communicate that, right? Everyone kind of knows what's going on then.
Yeah, he's very good at doing that. Good. And the biggest surprise that I had, obviously, with the new team. Let's talk about my new team, because obviously you saw that okay, so beginning of the season, there are completely different, two different ways of seeing the world. Liquid built a super team. They brought, probably for me, the best carry on the Western world in Matu.
Agreed. Yeah.
No one sees the game like he sees us on the carry position right now on the Western world.
I think that guy's crazy good, yeah.
It's insane. Agreed. And it's just, you know, we're like right now pandering to him, but it's like last year what he did was like, fuck, this guy understands everything. He's the way that he plays the lane, the way that he plays the heroes,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of talented players in EU, but just
Yeah.
Mantu is something else. And
Mantu
then
is something else, yeah.
they brought like in a way the super team, like, oh, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have that, and now we have like a very, very high team. They brought Sai, which is also probably it was the highest, the most desirable off lane in Dota.
Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
And then we went with the 5 kids. Well, let's say 4 kids and Taiga. And
yeah.
I was one of the people that actually vouched for Taiga. Like, I was the one that dropped his name on the hat. Because I saw Taiga with you guys. And I saw the kids and I was like, I think this mix is going to work. Because Taiga is very loving, very creative. And I think he could be a big source of, let's say, to glue the team, I think Taiga is the glue of that team.
How old is Misha?
23.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's older, but dude, he's like every.
I thought he was older, actually, to be honest.
Oh, older? No, dude. Like, there is this misconception of Misha that, well, he was the perfect captain. Yeah, but he failed that year with NIP. Remember, they kicked on Echo and they got Misha.
Yeah.
And then the team went to shit. But it was never Misha's team. So I think that what Misha really wanted or needed is somebody to let him build a team.
Yeah, kind of like his team now.
Correct, from scratch. And we talked to this about a bunch of times, but the first thing we did was Misha and I started talking to players, and nobody wanted to play with him. No one did. I mean, very few people wanted to play with him and jump into the boat. Everybody was like, sure, who else is in the team,
Yeah.
Like, send me the whole package. But if nobody jumps in, we never have a package.
Yeah.
And Taiga was the first one that said yes. And then we went for ATF, BCM, and then Yuragi was the last piece. And I would like to ask, when you saw us with that team, what did you thought? Who the fuck are these people? Or were you aware of who some of these guys were?
I know that Ammar had a bunch of different offers that year. I think he was actually very I think a bunch of teams wanted to try him out, right? But I don't know if you guys came first or if the other offers ended up falling through. I'm not really sure.
I think we had a good proposition for him. We had a team for him, and his family actually supported the move to OG. We talked to his brother, and his brother was like, OG has a track record of making it work with young players,
Yeah.
If you want to go to an organization that you can become that, OG might be the best.
Yeah. So Yuragi, I actually didn't know kind of at all. Like, really, barely know him. I know BZM because I played against him 500 times in pubs. Jesus fuck, every day, 5 times probably. So I know that guy was very good. And Ammar, I kind of know from being very outspoken in pubs, I should say. So Yuragi was a big question mark for me. But I know the other two were good. My worry was how. Honestly, my only worry was if that team would implode or not. So if the players ended up hating each other because they're all very young, and I know how I was when I was 17. I was a little young, cocky shit, If someone told me something, I'd be like, no, what the fuck? You don't know better than me. So I had a feeling that might happen because I know I was like that. Yeah, that was my only worry, to be honest. But so far it hasn't happened, I assume. So
I mean, we have a lot of very tense moments, but they're tense, and I think the guys have been able to. They have a lot of very sour sense of humor. That's very strange. In the old roster, everything was loving, trying to be respectful. Yeah. These guys are. There's something there. They're So
they're kids. That's how kids are, kids. Kind of, no?
But I would say one thing. My biggest surprise of this roster is actually Yuragi. I think Yuragi is the best carry in Europe. I think only comparable to Matu. I think he's the best carry.
Isn't Matu a CSGO player or something?
Yeah, sorry. Matumba Man. Let's just go Matumba Man. I think that the best 2 carries on the Western world are Matumba Man and Yuragi. And
So
I
you
don't
think
think
Yuragi-
there's that much higher than him.
There's Arteezy in the Western world. Hello?
I know. I doubled down on what I said.
Nothing? Okay. Why do you think? Do you think he sees the game in like a very good way, or what makes you say that?
There is a few people that I know that, or I feel that they're ready to win TI. Yuragi is ready to win TI. I mean, sorry,
Well, that's
obviously,
good.
I just said something that is fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry. Jatoro, okay? Jatoro. I just, for a second, took him out of the English world, you know? I think Jatoro, Matumba Man, and Yuragi are the best 3 carries on the Western world.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
funny
Toro
enough,
is.
we actually thought that Yuragi was Jatoro's alt account.
Oh, really? That's
Yes. We thought it was his alt account. We were thinking about it, it's like, this kid is fucking great. We're watching him play. Like, who the fuck is this kid? And we thought it was Jatoro's. And no, it was not Jatoro.
It was not, no.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's how highly we thought of him.
Yeah.
And
Damn.
obviously, they play very similar, like the idea of you have to play all the heroes. You know, I think that's one of the things that made Spirit very successful, is that you get the last picks. You know, you're like, when nothing is there anymore, you know? So you have to play the Arc Wardens, you have to play the Druids, you have to play everything. The Juggernauts, the Terror Blades, because you might get thrown at anything at any point. Razor, Viper, he plays. Lycan, everything.
He's very versatile, Yuragi. That's true.
Because if you see our drafts, you're constantly picking up the Ammar hero early, you know? We try to pick...
Do they get nervous on lands, do you know? The young players?
A little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Okay.
They need a little bit more experience.
That's what can... I think that might be the deciding factor at TI. Because I think TI feels so different from majors.
Yeah.
And other tournaments. It's like... I think when you're young, you don't really think about the stakes as much. I think like when Somail won TI, I don't think he was really thinking, you know, oh wow, there's so much money. I think he just wanted to win because he was like 15 years old, right?
Yeah.
He was like, I think I'm the best. I'm gonna win, right? But I think when you like get older, like early mid-20s, you think more about the stakes than just like everything around it too, rather than just winning. If you know what I mean.
So I would say something for you. I think that Taiga knows more than the rest of the kids, but he also is more, trying to figure out how to say it with words, is more aware of what it means.
Yeah.
And the fame and getting shit on or getting love and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you saw, but Ammar, with the whole thing with Beast Coast and Reddit was on fire.
Yeah.
Dude, I kid you not, Ammar didn't even know that was happening because he doesn't have social media and he doesn't have Reddit and he doesn't have anything.
Okay.
So he found out that night after the whole thing. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? The whole day he was just doing his thing and he didn't find out until somebody told him.
Yeah.
And he was like completely unaware. So Ammar doesn't give a fuck. Like that should be the name. Ammar doesn't give a fuck. Not the motherfucker. Ammar doesn't give a fuck. And BCM doesn't give a fuck. Doesn't give 2 fucks. Have you seen him play in Ember and how he plays the heroes? Doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That kid doesn't care.
That's good. Right.
I think the other ones are aware of the stakes, you know? They're aware that they're playing a finals. They're aware that there are people watching. They're aware that maybe somebody's going to say something about them.
Yeah.
And like, in a way, there is a few things that I want for them, which is probably different what they want from them. For the first time, they have money. Okay? I want them to enjoy the money. Doesn't mean that just go and throw it in a club, but it's like, dude, if I don't do anything with my money and I don't feel anything, it's like, I had a conversation with them. It's like, what are we playing for at this point, you know?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you go to the major and you win 100K.
I think they're playing like
200K
because they want to prove to everyone they're the best. I think that's when you're like a kid, you're like, I think I'm better than everyone else, so I need them to know too. That's why I want to win.
But do you think that just being able to slightly enjoy the money, even if it's just to go with your mom and go to a nice dinner, or just, you know, buy your mom a nicer apartment or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Because they have made already
I
this year money, substantial
of
money
course.
compared to what they made last year. Like, these people
Yeah.
have never made money before. Like, BCM
Yeah.
has never made money before. And suddenly he has a big salary. He won the major. He finished 4th on Riyadh. So this year he's made a few 100,000, you know? This is like
Yeah.
fucking real money for him and his family.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, maybe that comes later. Maybe they're like not into materialistic things as of yet, but who knows? Do you get like motivation from buying like materialistic things?
Yes. But not for buying. I get motivation for a lifestyle that I can pay into. I live in Santa Monica by the beach. That's my happiness.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you have a very nice apartment. That's your happiness. You spend so much time in that apartment, you know, and you live like that. So
You mean me?
I think that, see, I don't buy expensive shit, but I do
Yeah.
like that I have access, because when you live in LA and you've been in LA and you live by the beach, you are buying into a lifestyle, not
I've been there. Yeah,
only
it's very
a
nice.
location.
It's very nice.
Very nice, but it's very expensive. So that's my
It is. Yeah.
that's my gift to myself. You know, my gift to myself is that I can walk to the beach.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's. I mean, yeah. Then I would say you do. You definitely get motivation from buying that. I mean, I'm the same. I think some things just. It's not like you want more, but you want to keep working so you can kind of have that feeling again. If that makes sense. It's like you want to, I guess, reward yourself for working hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of
So
the day, I'm
I think
37.
there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm 37, and there's a specific things in my life that I want. Let's say that if I ever wanted to own a property or ever wanted to do that, I would say I don't. It's like I know my answer. I just don't know how much cocky is gonna sound or how asshole is gonna sound. But let's just go for it.
Sure, it's fine.
I want money, and I want money in my bank account, knowing that at any point I can just walk away. If something were to happen, I will be okay. That's my money. My money, I want enough money where I don't have to think about money.
That is the spot, right? That would be amazing.
Yeah. I can go to a restaurant, I can order the most expensive thing on the menu and not think, fuck, tomorrow I cannot eat. And I can go and do things with my mom, or I can go and do things on a date with a girl, or I can go and do things with my friends without thinking, fuck. That's it. Like, I don't want any expensive things. I don't own an apartment. But if Kyle calls me and says, hey, I'm going to go fishing, it's going to cost $100 to get a boat.
Like Swindle Melons.
I hang out with Kyle all the time. He's my LA buddy.
Oh, that's interesting.
So if he calls me and says, we're going to go fishing and it's going to cost $100, I'm going to get a boat to go fishing and a license, I can say yes without being worried. That's my privilege. That is what money does for me.
I think that's totally reasonable. I would say. I mean, I guess it's kind of similar for me. Like if I would be like break my arm tomorrow and I couldn't stream for like 6 months, I don't want to be like, oh shit, my life is over because I'm not making money anymore. I want to be like, this is not ideal, but I'm gonna get through it. I think that's I can totally relate actually.
Yeah, safety.
Financial problems for me are like the worst. I think
the worst
of anything, and health problems. It's absolutely dreading.
I was not wealthy growing up as a kid, and there was real hard moments in my childhood and in some my life when I moved to LA. I had no money, and I told myself, this sucks. This fucking sucks. I don't want to be here again, Like, you have to survive. You're not living, you're surviving, And I worked really hard, and I was hopefully good making money for myself and from other people. But I would say, remember the famous line from Somel, I'm only here because of the money? No, but it's true that Johan and Seb now at their age are more aware of money than when they were maybe early 20s. Because now they see what money does and what you can do, and it's like now it's about building a family and building your home and building all that, and all that is money, So I don't know, I'm aware of it.
I think that's all you need to do, right? Just need to be aware of it.
Yeah.
And some people are happy, like, just making like I guess average money or like normal money. I think that's like nothing wrong with that either.
Neither. Correct. I'll tell you like the story of Misha. I don't know if Misha would like me to tell the story, but I think that was a moment with this year where he, after the major, he went to a sport clothing store with his mom.
Yeah.
He bought himself a pair of Jordans and a nice Nike tracksuit, you know, and a nice jacket and all that. That was the moment of like, I made it, boys. You know, I just
What?
spent, let's say,
that's fun.
$300
That's
on
totally
a
fine.
Nike store, and it's not even that much money. I mean, obviously, $300 is a lot of money for a lot of people, but when you just won the major and Riyadh, that was his gift to himself. You know, I wanted to own a pair of Jordans. You know, I have a Jordan pair right now, so. And then it hurt his feet, and he had to go on flip flops during the tournament. It's a funny.
Oh boy.
Yeah. What was the first thing that you bought when you had a little bit of money? Do you remember?
I think I bought my first car. It was.
Are you allowed to say the car?
Sure, I think so. It was. I
I
don't have it anymore. I was like 18.
You're sponsored by Honda, so I don't know.
I'm sure it's fine. It was a Mitsubishi Caprio for $3,000. No, I think 2,000 maybe.
Okay.
It was like I think like 120,000 kilometers on it.
Okay.
Like very old. I think I paid like $2,000 for it. Yeah, that's when I knew it was like I looked at that car and I was like, wow. I'm sitting in my room. Yeah, I'm sitting in my room and some stupid ass video game bought me this car out of nothing. It's like thin air, you know?
Yeah.
But the car is not thin air. The car is real.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I knew I was like, holy hell. This is actually like this is interesting. It's kind of nice. Just like being able to earn like money playing Dota it's nice.
Johan
so that was
always
like
tells us
my first.
Johan always tells a story that with the TI money he bought a bed.
A bed? Oh my lord.
Yes. That was the pinnacle of his ambition. He wanted to get a bed.
Nice bed at least, or
very, very, very nice bed. The bed that the Queen of Denmark uses, or the Prince of Denmark uses.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes. And what do you bought with the next one, like through the years? So just give me like in a way like a purview of your life. So when you were 17 is when you started playing. When did you start making more like real money?
I didn't make that much in mouse.
Okay.
I would say NIP was the first team I made decent money.
Okay.
NIP, I was like maybe like 19.
Okay.
That's when I made like, I would say like very, very good money for a 19-year-old because I was in school and the people next to me made, well, $0 to $100.
Okay.
And I made, a lot more. So that's when I was like, what the hell is this? I'm like going to school and then I come home and I play like 8 hours and I go to school again. That was like, that's the first time I made like good money, I would say.
Okay.
So quite a while ago. I've been having like decent salary for like 5-6 years now, I would say.
How old are you now, Max?
26.
26. It's just you've been so long in the scene already because you started so young.
Yeah, I started like 16, I think. 17? 16.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's like you are a real OG. It's just you're still young. It's that you started so early.
I guess. I mean, how old is Johan and Seb, do you know?
Johan is 30. Johan is 28 and Seb is 30. 31.
30, okay.
And I talked to Fear the other day. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fear was right now old. 34. I think what is the generation? Fear was like the first generation, and Johan and Seb are the next generation. You are the next generation, and then you have like the.
Then it's the clowns,
Tobias is 22. Ana is 22. Aiden is 24, I think, or 25. Aiden Insania.
Yeah. Oh, he's 27.
27. Oh, he's older. Okay, so he's the Johan.
He's a year older than me.
He was just in Heroes then, or nowhere, for a little bit longer. And Sai, Sai is still super young, and he's been here forever as well.
How old is Sai? Like 25?
I think I don't know. Let me see.
I would say 25.
25. Boom. Got it. But he started playing also at 17, I think, or 16.
Yeah.
How old is Artisi? has to be 26. Still, wow. Man, the world of gaming,
All right.
of esports has changed, eh? A few years ago, it was not like this. And I mean, it's good, you know, I'm very happy that everybody is like here.
Yeah.
But Seb always says, like, dude, I ate shit for years, you know? And now you guys are just walking into things that I had to fight
Yeah.
for, you know, for many, many years.
I mean, Seb had a rough kind of career before OG, right? Before he won TI.
He did. Yeah.
Like he was like an MTW and stuff like that.
So I joke for you guys, for you fans to see it. It's a game. So we started looking the other day about how many teams the players have been in, and who is the player who has been in more teams, you know. And immediately you think about Misery, Pycat, Fata, S4, the classics.
Pycat, oh yeah, oh my god.
And these people have been in every fucking team, because back then the teams were like, you have a bad result and the team will dissolve. And Seb has been in 29 teams.
29 teams.
Even though the last 5 years he's not changed. So imagine if he had not been for 5 years in OG. He will have so many teams, you know?
I mean, 29 is insane, though. Wow.
I think it's... So, I mean, it doesn't show that many on the history right now, but there were many other stacks, you know, in the middle.
Yeah.
But no, it was like something ridiculous like that. And Misery had also so many teams.
Holy shit. It was kind of the thing back then, though. You play like one tournament together, you're like, this guy sucks. And then you disband, and then you go new.
Maybe 29 is too many. Maybe it was 19. But yeah, the point is like so many fucking teams. And Seb was like 5 years in the same team with us. But before, it was like every 3 days. You know?
Also free fall,
go to a tournament.
Yeah. Goddamn.
Misery has so many of them as well.
Misery,
how many teams have you been
coaching in? TSM, right?
Sorry? He's coaching TSM.
Misery's coaching TSM, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been in like maybe like 10.
Still
Is that too much?
Still a good amount. Huh?
I don't even know, man. Liquidpedia. I burned a lot of those teams from my memory, I'll be honest. A lot of those, I'm like, I never want to go back to that again. Well, there's Mouse, Team Tinker, Escape, Liquid, Alliance. That's like the same team, though. Liquid and Alliance.
Yeah.
Actually doesn't say. Oh, here it is. Mad Lads, Digital Chaos, NIP, Meteor Makers. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's like 8. I think like maybe 8 teams.
Okay, good amount. Which one is your favorite team that you ever been with?
I mean, definitely the Liquid team in terms of people trying. Yeah, I think Insania is I think him I would probably want to play with the most again, because I think him and me really just I think we just really want to win over everything else.
Okay.
And yeah, not many people know this, but me and Insania had this thing where we would try to play one more pub than the other guy for like a period of time. So we would start with like 12, and then he would play 13. Next day, I would play he would play like 14. I would play 15, up until like 23 games a day, stuff like that. It's like I admire his work ethic, because I think I work really hard. I don't really do anything like half-assed. So having a captain like that, I think, is very important. Kind of like lead with example, and lead by trying your ass off, instead of being like, yeah, I'm sure my course will do the work. Well, no, you should also do the fucking work, you know. I think that's really nice.
So I know I mentioned this before, but I would say that coming out of last year, Insania was probably one of the hot commodities in Europe. Everybody wanted to play with Insania. I think he has a great brand.
Yes, I think that's also how they get mod twins.
But again, what happened with his stock if he doesn't qualify to TI this year? Because even though you are probably one of the best captains in Europe, even though you are super likable and all that, if you continue not to make it to TI, now he has, I will say, some of the best players in the world, you know?
Oh, for sure. I think Mika is probably one of the talented mid players out there.
Mhm.
I think he's very talented. Yeah, that is I thought about this the other day too. It's like, how long can you be kind of what you said, like this like aspiring captain until like you don't win, you know? Like let's say Insania like makes TI, goes like top 3. Well, then it's kind of like last year, right? Where people want to play with him really badly. But if he doesn't qualify, well, if you want to, you know, be an aspiring, like very, very good and like kind of, I mean, captain as he is, well, then you need to show people that playing like under your leadership is gonna be good for them, is gonna yield them results. So yeah, I mean the stock will tank, to put it shortly, I guess. Does that mean people don't want to play with him anymore? Who knows? Does that mean the team will change? I honestly have no idea. I have not been speaking to them like very much the last like 1-2 months. So yeah, I'm not sure how the team is doing actually.
I hope that they do well. I think it's good for all of us and good for Dota. But I really worried, because I would say you have the best offlaner in the Western world, or one of the best offlaners in the Western world, at least on paper,
For sure.
on side.
For sure.
And then you have probably the best carry on the Western world, on paper, with Yatoro. And then you have on paper probably one of the best 3-4 mid players in the world. And then you have on paper a very experienced position 4.
Yep.
And then you have on paper, let's say, one of the best captains in the Western world. And on paper, you have all the Jerax, the coaching, Jabs, and Will, you know? Like, that team on paper is scary as fuck.
I mean, on paper, also with Liquid, as like what they give you is like, you ask and they're like, is this related to performance? You're like, yes, this will help me play better. They're like, go for it, you know? Liquid will go through everything to help you like perform. It's like very, very nice. And then like the Liquid CEO, Victor, that guy's amazing actually. I think that guy is like how you should lead an esports team. And yeah, I played with him like, I used to be in Liquid like 2014. Did you know that?
I remember.
That's very different times back then, dude. Holy hell, Liquid was not a big team back then. Like, Liquid was not a big organization. It was very, very different. But yeah, back then Victor was there. And it's basically the same as now. Just like taking care of his players. So I think Liquid's by far the best organization I've been in. Like not even close to any other team. And I've been in like 5-6 different ones.
I think Victor has a lot of love for you specifically, and a lot of love for Dota. And I think
that guy he's not good at ping pong, or not good at table tennis, sorry. But that guy's very good at being a CEO or leading an esports team. Holy hell. It's very good. Yeah.
I'm glad that you have good words for him. And I don't know him that much.
He's the best.
Yeah, I don't know him that much. I went to have lunch with him there in Utrecht, with him to the facility, and it was loving. It's just our business model to their business model is so radically different than it's completely different.
Dude, Utrecht is so nice though, right?
It is very nice.
That city is
I know, but like if you see like their whole facility is like modern and glass and metal and concrete, and then you see ours and we're a bunch of hippies with dogs, sunflowers, growing potatoes. It's like we honestly could not be a more different organization. We're completely different. But I like that you guys have good things to say about them. At the end of the day, when your players have good things to say about the org, it's a testament, you know, with how good the org is.
Of course. I mean, it should be like, you know, it should be like this, you know?
Yeah.
They should do a good job like treating you, and you should do a very good job like representing them. And I think if that's like the case, then everyone's happy, right?
When we brought Mike, remember when Seb went down with AI, we brought Mike. So Mike is the only one, let's say, from Liquid that has had a look into OG, because he was living with us for a week. And it was very, very different from him, you know? Like, I know, I'll make a joke, okay? So in OG, you don't wear shoes. You're playing football outside. You don't wear shoes. We're like shoeless the whole fucking day.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we're like going on the grass and going on the pool. And then you come into the room and you're playing without shoes. Like your feet smell like grass the whole day and like mud.
Yeah.
And then you go to Liquid and everything is like very professional, very bottom up, everything is very clean, very polished. So it's just very different, very, very
I guess
different.
it's different in that case, yeah.
But yeah, so with that, with the stock, I wonder a lot about it for next year as well. Obviously, there's a lot of rumors that Matumba Man might not be playing next year, but he also been saying this for a few years. So I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe it's a Topson break. Who knows?
Maybe that would be interesting for Liquid, though. I mean, I think everything is about the TI qualifiers. There's actually so much at stake this time. It's crazy, It's like Secret, Enigma Galaxy, Liquid. I think they all have to like pretty much make it, or the roster is like GG.
And the mathematical says that at least one, if not more, are not gonna make it. So this year, in a way, one legacy breaks.
Yeah.
And if Papi doesn't make it, I'm sure he will endure and pursue this next year. But Kura, it will be the second year without TI, I don't know what is going through his mind. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, do you like coach at that point, or like coach the team? Or
so weird because Nigma has on paper 5 of the best players in the planet.
Yeah.
Like, come on, if I give you a paper and it's like, hey, look, MC, GH, Sumail, Miracle, and Kuro.
Yeah.
What? Where do I sign that team,
Yeah. Like, how's that team like not winning tournaments? That's like my question,
Just give him TI already, Just give it to them.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. We live in a weird world.
And then there's like these like 3 new pop stars coming in winning tournaments. It's weird, right?
So weird. And again, as I said, it pains me saying this. Entity is really good. Okay.
Do you think they're actually like that good, or do you think like this Saberlight offlane, them picking like 2 offlaners, kind of made it work?
I mean, they made it to the major. The other teams didn't make it to the major.
That's true. Yeah.
So they were at least better than them during the season.
But making major and making top 4, I think those are hard things. I've played majors.
Well, you tell me. Okay, let's just flip the question that we're on. How good do you think Entity is?
I think they have a very good foundation to be good. Let's just say that. Do I think they will be better than Liquid, Secret, Enigma Galaxy? I would say no. But, like, what the hell? I'm not sure. Like, they're top 4 major. So I'm... Like, Liquid got, like, what, last? With the players they have? I'm not really sure. I feel like at this point, if Entity, like, wakes up on the right side of bed that day, they might just, like, 6-0 the group. Like,
that's it. That's for me the key. The key is, I think Entity has the ability to wake up and say today I choose violence. And they are... We get stunned by them sometimes, huh?
Yeah. That's why you is so scary. Let's say Brame like wakes up on like the perfect side of bed. They might just 2-0 you that day. And the next day they will get like 15 minutes stomped, So,
but I actually think that's Liquid as well. That's my problem with Liquid. There is some days that Liquid is untouchable and we get dumpster by them. And there is other days and it's like, okay, I guess Teddy Bear Liquid showed up today,
Yeah. No, that's Liquid for sure.
Because I remember last year when you guys were in the team, you guys won ESL, remember? The big tournament during COVID? Yeah. You guys won one of the big ones. And then the next one, you wouldn't even make it out of groups.
Yeah. It's... I mean, I don't know if I want to go like that much in depth about that, but... I think that's still an issue for Liquid that... I don't know if it's like motivation based, if people are, happy with getting a result, and then you have to get like kind of last again or something, and then you try hard again. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's still kind of an issue for Liquid, right? That they get like last and then they try hard and then they...
It's one of my favorite things about my new team, that they're pretty consistent throughout the year. They top 3, 1, 3, major, 4th. Like we have not been the best team. We have not beaten, let's say this year, Spirit, LGD, and all these teams. But I would say that we feel very comfortable that we honestly are probably the top 5 team in the world. We're there.
Yeah. Would you rather have a team that wins a tournament, then gets last, and wins a tournament again, then gets last, or have a team that consistently finishes top 4?
For happiness or for sponsorship or for what? Because I'd rather have
I think
so in CSGO, I think it's better just to win and then suck the rest of the year in CSGO, because there's so many tournaments that you can always spike with that. But in Dota, the key here is nothing matters until you get to TI. That's it. So if you ask me, would you rather suck all year and finish top 4 TI or win ESL Manila and then feelings bad in TI? No. TI is the only thing that matters. But I can tell you that not making it to TI sucks. Wow. There's construction outside of my house.
It's all good.
So I'll wrap it up. Yeah. Can you hear it?
A little bit. It's not too bad though.
Okay. So it's literally outside of my house. So I would say that the key here for me is how good we do at TI. And making it to TI without choking on the last part of the year, it feels great, you know? It feels great that we knew 2 months ago that we were going to TI. I would not change that feeling forever for anything, because it's great. The sponsorship are all buying in. The players are already like the calendar. We don't have to rush to the qualifiers. It's more like, okay.
It's really chill, yeah. I mean, imagine you have to play qualifiers in like a week or 2 or 3. It's like,
I did it last year. It was awful.
Yeah.
Remember, we had like the best of 5 against Tundra, and we were down. And we were like, we could lose right now. Like, this legacy could end right now in this fucking Tundra game when they're playing Winter Wyvern. What the fuck?
It's really scary to take qualifiers. No matter who you play, actually. It's just scary.
Have you ever played qualifiers?
Yes. The year that OG won, I think. T8. I think we played qualifiers.
Was with team, with Alliance?
I think we were Alliance. Were we Alliance or Liquid, actually? I think it was still Alliance, actually. Yeah, it was Alliance. Yeah. That's when we misclicked Gyro. I think we played qualifiers that year.
The misclick Gyro was when it's true. It's when the TI9 is when Johan won. Because I remember I saw Johan. I was with you guys and I saw Johan on the lobby, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, what's up?" And he's like, "Well, here, trying to win it again." And I thought, what a nerd. No fucking chance, You fluke once, you're not gonna do it again. And he did it again. I was like, motherfucker. Yeah, good for him. Anyway, dude, Max. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was
gonna wrap it up because I literally have construction outside of my house. And maybe it's not.
It's been a blast.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for coming here. You're always invited. If you want to come to talk about some of the drama or some of the TPCs or anything, just ping me. And thank you for being complimentary as well about the content that we're doing. It really means a lot, because I know that, yes, we have OG fans, but we also do it for everybody. And the idea of this podcast was because we saw that there was a void of this content in Dota, and we were going to try our best, to put it in.
No, I like it. You guys are doing a good job. I think it's like it's pretty much the only podcast I really listen to in the Dota world, to be honest. So thank you for doing it, taking your time,
Thank you for your support, my friend. Continue doing the great stream that you're doing, and dude, let's catch up in a few weeks. If you are obviously not going to TI as a player, maybe there is something that we can do fun around the event with people that are not going to be there now that tickets and all that are very hard to get.
Oh yeah, if I go, I'll definitely hit you up.
Okay, perfect.
Definitely do it.
Max, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day, my friend.
See ya. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Peace.